So what is Warren Buffett buying next?
Actually, people are so curious about what Warren Buffett is buying and selling. So what are your next target for to buy here in China?
I don't, but they may be curious about what I'm buying and selling, but I don't tell them what I'm buying or selling.
It's always secret.
We do not tell the rest of the world what we're buying or selling. It comes out eventually.
I bet many of you were waiting with the jaw dropped, just waiting for him to disclose the company name. Isn't it? And if you did, you're a victim of one of the two powerful emotions in the stock market. The financial markets are driven by two powerful emotions. If one misses you, the other will get you for sure. Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, once asked Warren Buffett,
"Hi, Warren. I have a question for you. Your investment thesis is so simple. Then why doesn't everyone just copy you?"
And to that, Buffett responded,
"It's very simple. But you know why, Jeff? No one wants to get rich slow."
Did you understand the essence of human behavior that Warren Buffett wanted to convey to Jeff? We will see this shortly and how you can capitalize to save yourself while you're in the market. Take a moment to think what Warren Buffett exactly referred to when he said this to Jeff Bezos. Meanwhile, hit the like button and subscribe this channel so this video can reach a lot of people. Guess it's right? Did you guess it? Let me give you a hint. Buffett also hinted about this in his 1986 letter to his Berkshire Hathaway shareholders. There's an old saying in Wall Street that financial markets are driven by two strong emotions, greed and fear. Legendary investor Warren Buffett wrote to his shareholders in 1986, and this is what he wrote. Occasional outbreaks of those two super contagious diseases, fear and greed, will forever occur in the investment community. Investor behavior driven by greed and fear is responsible for the dizzying heights that you see in the stock market. And is also responsible for the bearish crash that you see in the stock market. Investors who want to make profits very quickly, the bull market presents him or her with the opportunity to do so. When the price keeps rising, more and more people enter the market in anticipation to get gains from it. And as more people enter, they push the price of the commodity higher. They push the stock price high. This is exactly what happens when a commodity or anything falls in the trap of supply and demand. With more people entering the market, more people want to buy the stock, the demand increases. And you know what happens when demand increases? The stock supply is limited and the demand increases. The stock price also increases and the profit grows. Growing profit is like a light in the fuel. The growing profit ignites greed in human behavior, and in turn, more money comes into the market, and evidently the price of that stock or any commodity rises higher. So when the price of a stock or a share goes so high that it is way higher than its fundamental value, that's when the bubble is formed. And when that forms, it will definitely break. Just like any other bubble, asset bubbles, they break and bring a crash in the market. And those investors who bought those shares at a very high point, they get their biggest headache of their life. So what happens? When the price starts falling, the investors fear losing their money. The investors fear loss and they start selling off. They sell off too prematurely and at a loss. So you see what happened? Greed pushed investors to buy more and more and more. And when the market crashed, greed once again pushed those investors to sell off at a loss. The dynamics of greed drives the dynamics of the market. So the control of your emotion is the key to become successful in the market. Not my words, the words of this big man.
Eventually,
How investors overcome their greed and the fears in the stock markets?
that's a very tough problem. Some people can control their emotions and other people cannot control their emotions. And unless you can control your emotions, you're probably not going to do very well in the stock market. I happen to have a certain temperament that works pretty well, and that I don't get excited because other people get excited about things, and I don't get depressed because they get depressed. You have to be able to form an independent judgment and not let your emotions take control.
But I think it's very hard to practice.
It is hard for some people to practice. It's hard for many people to practice.
As an individual, greed may drive you in the market. And oh boy, being in the market is a challenge. Not everybody can ride it. You have to study it. Learn how to take out profits and action on it. How to do this is not obvious, because searching for a strategy that will work for you is an unending task, is an unending hunt. A strategy which is working for you right now might be fine, but it may completely stop working the next moment. As the market situation, the market conditions change, the strategy will become null and void. And this is a challenge. The challenge here is to keep riding the same vehicle and earn profits from it. So if you aren't driven to achieve success, if you aren't driven to enjoy the ride, you will not make it. So if you cannot do these, don't be in the market in the first place. You'll make huge losses. Just as we know, greed is a powerful emotion and it's also a powerful motivator. It's quite natural to seek out happiness. Just like this, all human beings are equal. If you're like any other human being, you also would be seeking for eternal bliss. And ever since money has came into existence, people have fantasized amassing tremendous amount of wealth because they believe tremendous amount of wealth can solve all their problems, which is by far away from the truth. The mind fools you from believing that you can amass unrealistic wealth, unrealistic fantasies, and that same mind makes you run after achieving them. Well, money makes your life pleasant, no doubt about that, but it doesn't buy happiness. Dreaming of wealth and how we can achieve great wealth is a very powerful motivator. And what it does is, it indulges us in a fantasy and enjoy feeling the passion for success. It keeps us going when we are beaten down. It gives us something to strive for. Money is a powerful motivator. Many of us know money cannot solve all problems. In fact, we all know. And this feeling which lies deep down within us, it influences us sometimes at a wrong time. This many a time turns down on us as an adverse effect. Why? Because we lose hope when everything seems to go against us. You see what happened? Greed makes you perform in the market. Greed makes you buy when the market is hitting higher highs every day. Greed gives you the hope. Greed creates the bubble. And when things don't go your way, it distracts us from our plan. We become so consumed with the pursuit of money that we fail to appreciate the reward of being in the market. So here is the thing. Don't focus all your energy on money and accumulating it. Instead, focus on developing your skills and enjoy the process of staying in the market. And when you do that in the long term, you will find that you have started to enjoy the game. And ironically, when you stop thinking about making money, it's then when you will actually start making a lot of money. The MMI is coming down. Good. Now that is not just one factor that controls you in the market. There are many, many more, which I have listed here, and I'm going to add many more to come. Don't waste your time. Click here right now and go and have a look at it. Well, as of this video, adios.